Okay, for our second example, in evaluating definite integral using the limit of Riemann sum, we have here the integral of 2x quantity x minus 1 dx from 0 to 1. Okay? So, ang ating a dito is 0. Ang ating b ay 1. F of x is 2x x minus 1. Okay? Then, solve muna natin sa delta x. Solving delta x and c sub I. Okay? Okay, delta x, we have b minus a over n. B is 1 minus 0 divided by n, 1 over n. And for c sub I, that is a plus I delta x. That's a natin is 0 plus I is I, and delta x is 1 over n. So, ating c sub I is I over n. Now, para ma-evaluate yung ating definite integral, we have integral of 0 to the 1, 2x, quantity x minus 1 dx. This is equal to the limit of the summation of the products of f sub c sub I. C sub I natin is this one, I over n times delta x. Delta x is 1 over n. I equal to 1 to n and approaches infinity. Evaluate natin to. We have limit summation of I equal to 1 to n. Substitute natin dito. So we have 2I over n quantity x minus 1 or I minus 1, I over n minus 1. Okay? Times, of course, 1 over n. Okay? Ito yung ating f of c sub I. Okay? Now, expand natin. Again, n approaches infinity. Limit summation of I equals 1 to n approaches infinity. 2I over n times I over n is 2I squared over n squared. 2I squared over n squared minus 2I over n times 1 over n. Okay? Expand natin. We have limit of this. We have 2I squared over n cubed minus 2I over n squared. Then, gamit yung property of sigma notation, this is 2 over n cubed summation of I squared I equals to 1 to n minus 2 over n squared summation of I equal to 1 to n. Gamit yung formulas natin ng sum of powers of integers. So, yung ating I squared is n plus 1, 2n plus 1 over 6. Y yung ating summation of I equals to 1 to n is n plus 1 over 2. So, again, so we have limit of, we have 2 over n cubed, n approaches infinity. By the way, lagyan natin ito ng bracket. We have, this one is n plus 1, 2n plus 1 over 6, minus 2 over n squared. We have n plus 1 over 2. This is n plus 1. Okay. So, cancel yung isa. We have cancel to. So, ito squared na lang. So, limit of n squared, n approaches infinity. We have 1 over 3n squared. Expand natin to, 2n squared plus 3n plus 1 minus, cancel to, cancel yung isa, may matitirang n. So, 1 over n times n plus 1. Okay? Okay, ang kasunod. Expand natin, we have limit. N approaches infinity. This is 2/3. 2/3 plus, cancel yung n. So, 1 over n plus 1 over 3n squared minus 1, then minus 1 over n. Okay? So, evaluate natin yung limits. So, 2/3 minus 1. So, ang ating sagot is negative, by the way. Okay? So, evaluate natin yung limits as n approaches infinity. So, this is 0, 0, 0. So, 2/3 minus 1 is negative 1/3. Okay? So, sagot natin, negative 1/3. So, saka ko na-explain yung negative value that we have obtained from in evaluating the definite integral number 2. Okay? So, it's all about area of a region. So, didiscuss ko sa inyo dun sa ating area under the curve and area between two curves. Okay? Watch the next video. That is example number 3 and in evaluating definite integral. Thank you.